Hello everyone and welcome back to Shrey FC. I hope you all are well, you are good, and I hope you have a very great day ahead. Please, before start, it doesn't take much. Do hit on the like button, it means a lot, and do subscribe if you haven't, it means a lot as well. But overall, again a loss, and again I have to say 5 things learned from a loss, 4-1 loss at the hands of Manchester United. I don't know how many times, like a robot, I've been saying loss, 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 but that's the way this season has been. And always, I'll try to pluck out some positives, some negatives, and some important points that we have to carry on towards the next season. So people, before I start, do give your things you learned in this match as well, and do give your comments on the views I gave if you agree or disagree. So the first point the thing learned is Conor Gallagher, sadly for me, is not good enough to be a Chelsea Football Club. He needs a lot of development and time. I respect every Chelsea player. I love every Chelsea player, and Conor Gallagher is a player I admire. I still think there's something in him that could be developed by some another manager. But I think at Chelsea the pressure is too much, and his final third output is so bad that this is where I think he needs to go to a club like Palace, or a club where he will be given time with no pressure and he can do much better. See, people will say he has still got goals this season, he still has some assists this season, I agree. But his final output in terms of technical quality, his passing, his final decision are very, very bad. He does give everything for the badge and I appreciate him for that. He does care for the shirt and I fully appreciate him for that. He does care for Chelsea and I fully appreciate, I love him. He's a very talented guy, just like at Crystal Palace, the way he was playing. But Palace are a different side. The pressure at Crystal Palace is different. Crystal Palace are not a side who try to play high pressing football, who try to play from the back, who have the pressure to win every match. Chelsea is different. We are expected to go into every match being the favourites, bar some 6-7 opponents, and that is the way it goes with Chelsea. You need to have technical qualities to make a good pass, to make the final run, to have that killer instinct in the box, and Conor Gallagher just does not have that. And for future replacement of Mason Mount, he does not have the shooting abilities that Mason Mount has in front of goal. He does not have the technical passing quality Mason Mount has, and he does not have the awareness in terms of where to be where Mason Mount has. And this is where he has to do a lot of work to reach that level. Either Pochettino gets him to that level, otherwise the way Chukwuemeka played, if Mason Mount stays at the club, I think sadly Conor just might not be good enough for a club, and it will be his betterment that he goes to some club, he plays regular football, and Chelsea can also find someone else and play someone regularly. It's just waste of time for Conor Gallagher to be playing here, sitting on the bench, and it's waste of time for Chelsea also to hamper some other players' development. But overall, I hope he succeeds at Chelsea, and I still appreciate and absolutely love him. The second thing we learned in this match is Enzo Fernandez, and what a world-class signing he is. There were many Chelsea fans 2 or 3 weeks back embarrassing themselves and the Chelsea fan base, saying I will rather have had Jorginho than Enzo. If you think that, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, but respectfully you need to get your heads checked. You really need to get your heads checked. Jorginho has a massive problem. People forgotten how bad we were in the transition. I was not a Jorginho fan, but he was very bad in the transition. Enzo Fernandez is literally playing DM. He's playing a number 6, he's playing a number 8, he's doing 3 roles in the team. He has a duty to play from the back, he has a duty to make long passes, he has a duty to shoot in front of the goal, he has a duty to be in the final box, he has a duty to tackle, intercept, and he's trying to do everything and he's still succeeding, we'll say halfly, whereas Jorginho will have just not worked in the system. Enzo Fernandez, what he's doing, he's not a DM, but he's still doing so well in the job. His tackling, his interception, his tracking back, his passing, you can see his passing is much better than Jorginho. Just long passes he makes is just good, so good to see. And in future, if we bring on Ugarte, if we bring an experienced player that I want to see like Declan Rice into the team, where Enzo will have the freedom to play above the field, I think we've got a gem on our hands. And especially the mentality, when everyone is faltering, no one is showing character. Wesley Fofana doesn't care right now when the things are going bad. He's one of the young players that is fighting for the badge, and he's showing that why he won the World Cup with Argentina and why he's rated so highly in Argentina. The mentality is top notch. And say what you want, but this is one of the best things we have done in last some years in terms of signing transfer activities, and this is an investment that will really be remembered at Chelsea for a long time. He is a very good player, and Todd Bowley Iqbali deserve the credit to get this guy here. He is a gem of a player working with babies right now in the team, and that's so good to see. The another thing we learned, that's about Wesley Fofana, and I'm not really discounting Wesley Fofana right now at Chelsea just by one match. I think Wesley Fofana has a lot of talent and he can really succeed at Chelsea, and he's still a very good player and I rate him very highly. But my question with Wesley Fofana has always been that when the situation gets tough, when next season or season after, when we might not have Thiago Silva, he might be retired or going to Brazil or somewhere, or might be retired, he might have to be the leader in the centre backs along with Colville if he comes back, or you can say Badia Shele. and you want to see character from a defender. Sometimes you're 2-0 down, 3-0 down, you need to end the game, you just need to go home and work. And Wesley Fofana yesterday showed a lack of character. It was just like we've lost the match, throw it away. We lose 5-0, we lose 6-0, we lose 7-0, who cares? And he put one of the worst display I've seen, worse than Bakayoko. First of all, the tackle of Bruno Fernandez. Are you idiot, my bro? You're not seeing Bruno Fernandez ahead of you. You're not understanding that there's still 3 defenders into the box. Was there a need for that? And then you're giving a pass straight to Rashford. You made a mistake against Manchester City. You were unaware in the Brighton match when you had to be aware of Welbeck being there. Then you were absolutely toasted by Vinicius Jr. He's a very good young guy, but this is also a lesson that how much improvement he has to make, and some of the characteristics he has got are very, very worrying, and hopefully Pochettino improves that, because I want to see much better. He's a young guy, but the way he threw the game away was very, very sad to see, but I still think there's a very, very good young player in him. That brings me to Chukwuemeka, a player who has been disrespected. He played a very good game against Manchester City at Stamford Bridge and he got injured or something like that. And after that, when he was fit, Graham Potter never played him. Graham Potter did the same to Lewis Hall, and nobody understood Graham Potter, and destroying this guy was one of the biggest mistake Graham Potter has made. Then Frank Lampard came. I expected Frank to give young players chances, but he has not given this guy a chance. And yesterday he showed why he's such a young player, why he needs development, why the fans need to be patient with him. But he also showed the ability he has got, the drive he has got with the ball. And with Loftus-Cheek going to AC Milan, you can say most probably Mason Mount leaving, and Conor Gallagher struggling in the technical ability, Chukwuemeka can be a Mount replacement. He has a drive with the ball, he has a physicality, he has an attacking quality, he has a technical skill. It's just that he's still raw and he needs more improvement, and with time and patience under a proper manager like Pochettino, you can see the raw signs that this guy could be a very big thing for Chelsea. And coming on to the last thing of what we learned today is a reality check for Chelsea fans of what to expect in the future and what the club are becoming. We have literally played a FIFA or a football manager save in here. That's what Chelsea have done, and people need to understand, and that will help us digest next season much better. People thinking it's going to be like 16-17 season, we finish 10th, we finish 12th or whatever, we go on next season, we bounce back, we finish top 4. That's not happening. That's not happening. This is not young players who are very experienced. Madueke is still a very inexperienced player, very raw. Mudryk is one of the worst I've seen in front of goal. He's a talented guy who I have a lot of freedom for, but he needs a lot of development under Pochettino, pre-season, regular trainings, regular playing time, confidence before he reaches the level, which could take 1 to 2 years. Madueke is still very raw. Learning the tactics, learning his defensive responsibility can take 1 or 2 years to develop. And then you go on to a Enzo Fofana, he might be going on loan. Chukwuemeka is still very young. Enzo Fernandez is only looking like the most experienced player. Wesley Fofana still lacks a lot of character for me. Baria Shelley is injured now for 3 or 4 months. Levy Colwill can be an experienced player that comes in there. Lewis Hall is still very young. Ben Chilwell rarely stays fit. Ian Maatsen making a jump from championship. Let's see how he does. So he's inexperienced. Gusto, he's coming to the new league. Reece James really is fit. Kepa and Mendy are not good enough to be at the top title winning clubs, but I still appreciate and love them. In midfield, if you sign a Ugarte or a Lavia, they're still very young players. So we need to be understand that we are not going to immediately go from a side that lost 16 to 17 matches this season to suddenly lose 8 or 9 and finish in top 4. We aren't going to go where we can't even reach 50 points to suddenly reaching 75 points. We need to set a target of top 7 next season for Pochettino, and that's it. If the board can bring in some experienced players like a Firmino, like a Gundogan, which is not happening, I know that, but hopefully they go for some experience, or a Declan Rice, then the club might make a push. But with so many young players, they're out of confidence, they need a lot of development. It's not going to happen anytime soon. And Todd Boehly is the owner who's building something for the future. He's not Roman Abramovich. He's not going to sack managers until we are 13-14 in the league. So you need to understand there's a different Chelsea. Move away from the Roman Chelsea. This is different Chelsea. Back it. Understand it's going to take a lot of time, and it's only going to get worse before it gets better. Next season, it cannot get worse than 7th or 8th, and hopefully that's the case. I will only be against Pochettino if you're out of top 10, but other than that, I'll back him because he has a lot of rebuild to do. If we can get experienced players, then yes, I will expect top 6, but anything above that is going to be a miracle from Pochettino. And that is my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you, and hope you have a great day. Thank you.